It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona. You know, there's a lot of things going on, and I just want to share with you what's going on through my head. You know, my family, a lot of people that are here and so on. We've been in this fight a long time, and we knew what was coming just from math. You know, philosophical, they go, oh, you libertarians, man, you think you got an answer for everything. Or they'll even say it. They'll go, oh, you got an answer for everything, don't you? Yeah, freedom's the answer. What's the question? I mean, you know, like it was a bad thing. And now they're starting to realize it, and they just get even madder, you know? So, okay, you got these guys you're dealing with, I'm sure, in your area. Well, there's something that I want to walk you through the thought process that we use. Now, when we got Freedom's Phoenix workshop here, it was just an open warehouse area, and we really put a lot of work and a lot of money into getting this thing all set up and so on. But we only planned on having it through the 2010 election cycle because we knew there was going to be an after the Ron Paul revolution thing. There was going to be, you know, a need for defining what, you know, they go, what just happened? You know, we need to understand what's, you know, and how all this rhetoric manifests itself in how we're going to live, what our future is for ourselves and our family, and even our local governments. So what we did is we said, all right, we're going to go, and that is up now. Now we got to make a decision whether we're going to, you know, continue using the workshop, because we can do the radio program from a much smaller. I can do it in my bedroom. You know, I can do video. This right here, we do it from bedroom. We got a big video studio we hardly ever use over there, because a lot of times when we're doing anything like that, breaking news, we're in the field. We got, you know, cameras, you know, outside, out at the action, and there's all plenty of action here in Arizona. That's for dang Skippy. Well, we have, you know, the T-shirt production, the DVD duplicators. Well, the DVD duplicators, they get used a lot, but they, you know, they don't take up that much space. Make the signs, you know, we used to do them in our backyards. We have, you know, office space and meetings and lots of, you know, it's a nice place here, but it's expensive. Now, we get it cheap. You know, for us to extend our lease here for another 2 years to go through the end of the election cycle in 2012, assuming America lasts that long, for us to do that, it's only $13,000. Now, that's just for the rent. I mean, because we're back in the middle of nothing in the back of a strip center, doesn't have a storefront kind of warehouse and, you know, whatever. So $13,000 for 2 years. Now, of course, then we got about that much or more for utilities and all the internet and phones and all this other stuff that goes in here. So, you know, for $30,000, we can pretty much cover, you know, we get to do this for another 2 years. Not an insurmountable figure. I mean, we could probably raise that and everything, but why? I mean, is there something we need to do before we need to go get our own farm ready? Before we need to plant, you know, this spring? Is there, you know, you think I was learning about chickens for the heck of it? I mean, it's an inspiration and information for y'all and us and everything. I tell you, this chicken thing, that was way simpler. Now, you can understand why all these poor cultures throughout the world always got chickens. I mean, dang. And they stay around. Heck, you just get them when all you got to do is protect them from, you know, the coyotes or whatever. So we get seeds, we get food, we get, you know, precious metals, we get, you know, an expensive lead metal, and we get, you know, firearms and whatever just out of principle. Are we wanting to go do battle? And who are we going to do battle with? The government? You know, a lot of times this is not for, you know, I'm worried about the jackbooted thugs of coming marching in my house, which is, you know, it's not too far from possibility. But, you know, I'm really concerned about is millions of hungry, desperate people. That's what we really need to be concerned about. As those of us that are prepared and are ready for this, it's not going to be a secret that they're going to know, yeah, this guy down over there got the Ron Paul bumper sticker. I bet you he's got some peanut butter, and I don't have nothing. So these are the kind of things that we have to keep in mind. So at the very least, we'll be here for at least another few months. We'll extend it a few months, you know, to make decisions on what we're going to do. And we'll take time for the holidays. And I talked to the landlord. We had a meeting today. And we'll have a meeting this afternoon, and I'll talk to them again. And we'll see. I hadn't even made a call for money or, you know, come donate and whatever, because I'm not sure. I'm convinced that we need to have a center for activism to convince people that the end is nigh, because we're not going to have to convince them. It's going to happen. It is. When Bernanke said, we just going to keep printing money, and when we need some more money later because we printed a lot of money, and in fact, we're going to print some more money, and then some more money. This is, I got my helicopter, didn't I tell you? So I'm like, okay, all right, that's how we're going to roll. Well, there are things that you can do, and I'm going to give you a little bit, kind of walk you through what we're doing. But first, just a minute here from Max Kaiser. I want to, give you what he had, and it kind of sparked something we were thinking about. And you're going to be impressed with the kind of ideas that just come up from the recreated minds of the Freedom Summit. I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at this video, and you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about.
Hi, this is Max Kaiser, host of the Kaiser Report. I want to talk to you about this global viral campaign, Crash JP Morgan, Buy Silver. The fact is that JP Morgan is a huge player in the derivatives market. They've got a balance sheet exposure of something like $1.5 trillion. A lot of that is tied to their silver shorts. That is to say, they have sold silver contracts that don't exist. They're engaged in naked short selling. This is a form of counterfeiting. Huge hedge funds around the world are buying lots of silver because they know that if they force JP Morgan to have to buy silver in the open market, they're going to make money. So what I'm saying is you can piggyback on these huge players. All you need to do is buy one silver coin, maybe two silver coins, demand physical delivery of that silver, thus forcing JP Morgan and these other financial terrorists to have to cover their negative bets and put a company like JP Morgan basically forcing them into bankruptcy, because there's no way they can cover their liabilities if we all buy one silver coin and demand physical delivery. Put JP Morgan, a financial terrorist, out of business. Buy silver.
Well, that's pretty simple. Buy silver. I can go in a lot of reasons why and so on, but yeah, it's been manipulated. That's been something that we've pretty much been keeping track of for a long time and talked about it on Freedom's Phoenix. If you go to freedomsphoenix.com, on the top left of the site, let me go ahead and, I can pull this up so I can show you where it's at. Now, you go up in the top left of the site, and what you'll see is, the Phoenix bird coming out of Lady Liberty's torch. It's the rebirth, of freedom from Lady Liberty's torch as the flame goes out. And all of a sudden the last ember, poof, and a little puff of smoke, boom, here comes the Phoenix, the rebirth of freedom, Freedom's Phoenix. Now, what we're going to do is I want to show you, you go up to the top of the page here. Let's go ahead and we'll reload the front page. You'll go on the top navigation bar, and it says Archives. Now, under Archives, it says Contents Listed by Subject. Now, you'll see each one of the entries on Freedom's Phoenix has a category, Federal Reserve, economy, housing, whatever. You go in there, and you'll see, and you go to P, and we'll go to Precious Metals. You go down to Precious Metals, and you'll see that there is stories that we have been tracking this for a long, long time. We don't have to go over and over and over it again, but it's all right there. JP Morgan just bought up more than half of all the copper on the London Exchange a few days ago. Why? They're hedging themselves against something. Well, that something's a-coming. We're going to talk about it here when we come back. You stay right there.